What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online family? JamiroFan 2000 here with yet another episode of JamiroFan Talks About. For the uninitiated in this series here on my YouTube channel, this has been my discussionary series of nearly 9 to 10 years, where I take a look at the past, present, and future of Jamiroquai and the now over 31 years of musical making and influence. In this episode of JamiroFan Talks About, I know the last one was rather very ninth album update heavy, but I thought I'd record a new episode of JamiroFan Talks About to talk about 3 Jamiroquai-related singles. They came out the first weekend of October of 2024, which all have a connection to Jamiroquai. And these new singles were from the highly anticipated new solo album from Sola Akingbola, the percussionist of Jamiroquai. The second one is from the son of Harris of Jamiroquai. Of course, I'm talking about Oli Harris and his amazingly, incredibly talented band. And the third and final single is, of course, from the musical duo formed by Harris of Jamiroquai and musician and producer Richard Adlam. We're going to be starting off with the first single, which is from, of course, the aforementioned Sola Akingbola of Jamiroquai, who had been spending the last 2 to 3 years working on his new solo effort entitled How Should I, which I've talked about in many videos here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. So I thought I'd give my reviews of all 3 of these singles. Let's start off with Sola's new single. First, we had the first single from the highly anticipated solo album, as aforementioned, from Jamiroquai percussionist Sola Akingbola, entitled Touch My Soul. And as noted by Sola himself in a recent video interview I talked about on the Jamiroquai Minute, he considers this first gander at his new solo album, How Should I, as the centerpiece of his new album effort. And boy, was he not kidding. The multi-layered lyrics and percussionary precision of the instrumentation of Touch My Soul is very reminiscent of some of his previous musical works, most notably on a song called Generation Hex. This is a marvel to behold, and if this is indicative of where we expect musically where Sola and his band will be going on How Should I, then this is going to be a great temporary appetizer till Jamiroquai Album 9 comes out sometime in 2025. And I give this single an easy 5 out of 5 Buffalo Men rating for this single. Secondly, as aforementioned at the beginning of this episode of JamiroFan Talks About, we're going to be talking about the second single from Oli Harris and his band. And as I said, Oli Harris is the son of Harris and has been creating amazing music over the last near 2 years. And right now, he just released a second single for the calendar year of 2024 entitled Outside. And this, like I said, is his second single for 2024. And much like his prior single, Chameleon Man, that came out earlier in 2024, it continues his Mark Bowen by way of super furry animal musical direction influence with this sound, which is both enthralling and an absolute joy to hear. And I look highly forward to an album effort coming from Oli Harris and his band in the immediate future. I give a rating of this new single of Outside by Oli Harris and his band an easy 4.5 Buffalo Men out of 5 Buffalo Men rating. And lastly, for this episode of JamiroFan Talks About, we have the second single for 2024 from the musical duo of Harris of Jamiroquai and musician and producer Richard Adlam, otherwise known as Dune People. Like much where the previous single Retro Chilling, which came out earlier in 2024 from Dune People, ended in a smooth, jet-set, ambient, moon-laden jaunt upon the beach, sees their new single, as I mentioned, called Would You Nova, which just came out, is musically entering into a cool, breezy lounge in an Ibiza with a smart brass and smooth, tinkly guitars. Dune People's sound is really complementing each other very well, and this is some of the best chill-out music I've seen in the music scene, at least in a number of years, that is being made by these two gentlemen, Harris, of course, Richard Adlam, Dune People. Massive compliments to Mr. Harris and Mr. Adlam on these new 2 singles that have so far been released in 2024. I look highly forward to more excellent music to come out from this musical duo in the near-distant future. And I give this final single review here on JamiroFan Talks About a easy 5 out of 5 Buffalo Men rating. And by the way, all 3 of those singles are available on all major streaming platforms, so if you'd like to check out these great singles from Sola Akingbola, Oli Harris and his band, and of course the amazing musical duo of Dune People of Harris and Richard Adlam, I should say, I'll be sure to put links to all 3 of these singles that is available on YouTube down in the description area of this episode of JamiroFan Talks About down below. So be sure to check out these singles, and if you like what you hear, be sure to support these artists wherever you're able to pay download these singles. But as always, this is JamiroFan 2000. I hope you enjoyed this episode of JamiroFan Talks About. If you like what you saw, be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to ding the bell on your YouTube to stay up to date on all the latest new content coming from the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. I have a strong feeling we're going to be having much more news pertaining to Jamiroquai and the band members of Jamiroquai as we enter into the holiday season of 2024 into 2025. But as always, this is JamiroFan 2000. I'll be sure to see you soon, very, very soon, with more content here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. Bye bye, everybody. Again, thank you all for the support, and I'll see you around.